Welcome back into Morning Footy. Well, let's shift our focus to the NWSL. The Washington Spirit have shown us this season that even when they're battling several injuries on their roster, that they've still got a strong team. And one of the players that we can attribute to their success is Hal Hershfelt, who's gotten rid of the rookie title now. But last year, she played the most minutes for any 2024 NWSL rookie. So we got her in, well, I wanted to say in studio. Hal, one time in the future, we'll get you in the studio. But let's welcome in Hal Hershfelt, who she really is no stranger to the network. Hal, you've been on Morning Footy, you've been on Attacking Third. So I feel like you're kind of extended family now. So I feel like I can put in a formal complaint with you. Why don't you post about your cat, Bobby, enough?
I need to do that more. I need to get on that more, I guess. He's kind of the star of the show. I don't know what I was doing.
Bobby really is. I was hoping that we would come on camera and Bobby would be right next to you. Yeah, so if she ever wants to come in, make an appearance, we'll make sure to put her on camera today.
I think we have to put Bobby separately.
I know, I think so too.
All right. Now, Claudia, you mentioned that Hal, no longer a rookie, but let's be honest, she never looked like a rookie.
Yeah.
Okay?
No, never.
And Hal, you recently made your big comeback from injury in May. You are now back to being that girl in the midfield for the Washington Spirit. No doubt in mind. How have you managed your recovery mentally, physically? How are you feeling now?
First of all, I'm feeling great, and I honestly feel like it's because of the group that I have around me at the Spirit, just always having my teammates checking in on me, and then we have great staff when it comes to that RTP, like recovery process, so I'm really grateful for that. Mentally, it was definitely different, like taking a seat versus all the time that I had last year, but I feel like it was a good opportunity for me to learn.
Well, you guys, you and the Washington Spirit, you guys have really been road warriors this year. How are you guys really able to get the job done when you guys are on your opponent's home turf? Because as we all know, that is really not an easy thing to do.
Yeah, so I think honestly, it's us coming in with that mentality and that expectation that we are on the other team's home turf, because we know how crazy ours is when we play at Audi at home. So we kind of are like going into that expecting that every time at the other team's field, and we're like, okay, this is something that we're going to have to battle. So that's kind of how we go into it.
Let's talk a little bit about that mentality, because Washington Spirit, you do have some changes ahead. We know that Jonah Heraldez will be departing to coach Lyon quite soon, next month. And Adrian Gonzalez, who was essentially the caretaker manager who set up shop before Jonah's arrival, will be assuming that head coaching position. How are they getting you guys ready? Do you guys feel confident? How much are they, one left hand and right hand as far as how this team has been successful?
Yeah, I mean, we feel pretty confident with the transition, considering, like you mentioned, we had Adrian at the start of probably halfway through my rookie year. He was like the head coach. So I feel like it'll be like a pretty seamless transition, and they do have the same like mentality, and we have like a really good foundation. So I think that'll be great for us.
Yeah. Now, there's been many times this season where you guys have had such a long list of injuries. Trinity Rodman has been on that list. You've been on that list for 7 weeks, for 7 games. How are you guys able to still continue going deep into the bench? Because despite that list of injuries, you guys are getting the results.
Yeah, so that's honestly like our next man up mentality. I wish you guys could see how competitive our trainings are. I feel like anyone who's in our training is prepared to be a heavy minute player because of how hard that we work and how we just make sure that everyone is on the same page all the time. And it's always so competitive. So I feel like if you're at our training, you are fully prepared to roll into an NWSL game. And I feel like, honestly, kudos to my teammates that have had to go from like low minutes to high minutes to what's going on because of all the injuries, because they've honestly taken it like champs. And I think we're honestly better for it, getting everyone experience.
Washington Spirit, you guys are stacked. Let's be real, right? So I want to know, for you, a little thought experiment, Hal. We know that you are a master of the midfield. You can be a box-to-box or a defensive midi. But if you had to assume another role in your starting 11, which teammate spot would you take, and how do you think you'd fare?
Oh gosh, I think anywhere in the back line, y'all. I love to defend. I really do. I would love to defend. Yeah, I feel like I'm just like another defender in my holding mid spot. I love to make a tackle. And I feel like I would just love to do that in the back line too.
So pure defense, are you going like center back, or are you going maybe like a wing back outside? What pick your poison?
Hey, all over the board. Maybe more of like maybe more of a center back, since I'm already in the middle of the park. I feel like it might be an easier transition.
I'm going to just call McKeown right now and let her know you're coming for her job. I'm going to be like, girl, while you were gone, FYI.
I'm going to have to snitch on myself on the bus. We're about to leave to San Diego. I'm gonna be like, I accidentally said I was going to take your spot on the interview. No, but.
Don't worry, we'll clip this and send it directly to her inbox.
No. Well, definitely the position that we want you to play is at some point here in studio. What do you say? Maybe sometime in the off season you'll join us up here in Connecticut?
Yeah, might as well. I've been on here so many times. Might as well.
Hal, we know you're also kind of the life of the party there for the Spirit. You do have a new incoming teammate with Sofia Cantore making her American debut outside of Italy. What tips do you have for her in terms of the DC area? Where is she going? What should she eat? What should she drink? Where are you guys hanging out?
Gosh, I love DC and the food scene, and we love the coffee shops around here. We're not directly in DC, so that's a little treacherous, but we do love this area and the coffee shops and food and everything, but we're definitely a big coffee team, so I'd have to tell her to hop on the train.
Well, we definitely know one of the tips, tricks that you'll be getting, Sofia, is how is your foolproof method of ordering Starbucks at the airport? I mean, you were in the Wall Street Journal about that. What is this? How did you get to this point where you have an article being written about this?
All right. I think, honestly, guys, this came out of nowhere. And to be fair, I didn't even know it was going to be in the Wall Street Journal when I was originally talking about it. And then next thing I know, I'm getting texts from like my friends and my family. And I'm like, wait, what? But it was really fun. I basically just like hopped on a call and a lady was like, what do you do to get your airport coffee? And I was like, well, let me tell you, I do it every other week. So, I mean, it's not that hard. But yeah, she was wondering about the timing and everything. And I was like on the People Movers at IAD. That's where it's at. That was about it.
I love it. I need to start adopting this. Is there anything else, any other tips or tricks that you've kind of developed over the past 2 years of being in DC?
Yeah, maybe like check which one you're ordering it to.
I'm guilty of having done that before, I'm not going to lie, and then also being angry about it. But, not my fault. This is your fault.
Yes, I'm actually the only person I can blame, so.
Hal, I do want to kick it back to on pitch a little bit. I know that you're just getting back in your recovery. Has there been any conversations in terms of maybe getting back into the U.S. women's camp, what your preparedness needs to look like to do that, how you're getting yourself reset? Because you did get called up for camp previously. You certainly could be of service to them going forward. Any thoughts on that?
Honestly, guys, I think how I'm going to get back there is just doing what I did before, which is focusing on my NWSL performances with the Spirit. And also my main priority is just getting healthy again. So feeling confident and comfortable in the league and with my club team and making sure I'm doing my job there. And hopefully that'll play itself out.
Well, Hal, thank you so much for joining us. I'm rooting for you because Spirit is my team. I could say that here. So I'm rooting for you guys this weekend. I'm rooting to see Bobby next time you join us here on Morning Footy. Guys, we're going to take a quick break here on Morning Footy. But just a reminder, the Washington Spirit are taking on the San Diego Wave this Sunday, 10 p.m. Eastern. You can watch that on the CBS Sports Network.